To everyone in New York City, but especially healthy people and people under 40, please stop crowding bars, restaurants and public spaces right now. Eat your meals at home. If you are healthy, you could be spreading COVID.
There's a lot of restaurants that are feeling the pain of racism, where people are literally not patroning Chinese restaurants. They're not patroning Asian restaurants because of just straight up racism around the coronavirus.
And we don't
I think they definitely do need me. I'm on my way.
Well, if YouTube wasn't crazy enough, things are about to get a lot more terrifying as a slew of late-night talk show hosts and comedians invade the video platform to record themselves from home. What an absolute joy. One of these comedians, the hilarious Seth Meyers, had a few things to say about Fox, Trump, and the right wing in general.
Joy.
One of President Trump's staunchest allies on Fox News, Jeanine Pirro, aka the Real Housewife of Westchester, seemed like she might have dipped into the sauce on Saturday night while filming her show from home. The show started late after what she called technical difficulties and got weirder from there.
Welcome back. It's good to be with you tonight, and we apologize for the technical difficulties. Welcome back to Justice. Just the other day, the president talked or was hoping about the possibility of reopening everything on Easter Sunday, and in a way where we could kind of come out of this quarantine, as loose as it may be, that we're involved in. And Lisa Booth, the Fox News contributor, is here to talk with us tonight about whether or not that's even a possibility. How are you, Lisa?
Jeanine Pirro was broadcasting from her home for the first time when she encountered several technical difficulties which impacted the quality of her show, including the loss of a teleprompter, the statement read. As we have previously said, we are operating with a reduced staff working remotely to ensure the health and safety of our employees in these unprecedented times. A person familiar with the situation but not authorized to speak publicly about it told USA Today that Pirro was not drunk and does not drink. Additionally, the source said, Pirro did not have a producer, show staff or hair and makeup artists at her home because staff members are working remotely. Some viewers on social media assumed Pirro was drunk after the broadcast, sharing video clips in which she appeared to be stumbling over her words. Like Aaron perhaps? Esteemed journalist from Vox? OMG, what is Fox News doing putting someone on the air in this condition? Yes, I admit she seems slightly more animated than usual and that hair is horrific. But in all honesty, I mean, when you look at other clips of her speaking, I mean, meh.
Let's get this done, and let's get this done right away. Well, you know what? I hope they get it done right away, and I hope they start a trial in the Senate.
She's still coherent in what she's saying. I didn't really think she's stumbling over some of her words. Sometimes she stumbles over her words when she's doing regular interviews in the actual studio, so I don't see a major difference.
Wow, I understand having a sip to take the edge off, but she sounds like she's about to grab a microphone and ruin her daughter's wedding.
Please don't do an impression. Please.
DJ, turn off the electric slide. I have a few bombs to drop before the cake comes out. How are you now, Lisa? What were the technical difficulties? Did the labels get switched on your Ambien and Xanax? Of course, at this point, to defend President Trump on national television, you have to be at least a little bit drunk.
Orange man. Bad.
The president was dialing in for his weekly Skype therapy session with the Fox and Friends and complaining about absolute nonsense.
My father was born, Germany is it's in my heritage.
He was definitely about to say his father was born in Germany, even though he was born in New York. The man doesn't even know where his father was born. He needs to see his own father's birth certificate. So it really wasn't that personal, Obama.
Well, yes, his father was born in the Bronx, but I think Trump was actually referring to the fact that his father was the second of 3 children of German Lutheran immigrants who came from Germany. Hence the German immigrants. So, yeah.
Maybe it's because Trump himself wasn't actually born anywhere. He was just summoned by some teens in the woods playing with a Ouija board.
And cue the first of many Donald Trump impressions in this painful video.
You guys want to make some investments? Also, look at the three of them. They're captives in their own homes getting yelled at by a senile old man. It's like a cross between FaceTiming with your grandpa and a Saw movie. It's like an escape room where the theme is, Grandpa's been watching History Channel all day and now he wants to yell at you.
Well, obviously they're all at home, self-isolating. In fairness, I don't think we'll be seeing Trump being interviewed live on CNN anytime soon. But I do agree with him, they all look very, very serious. I mean, maybe they should loosen up and, take some inspiration from Don Lemon.
Trump that wants to think that Donald Trump.
It's up to 151 countries. So when we say our nation and the world, when you think of it, 151 countries. Somebody said to me today that wasn't in this particular world, they didn't know that we had that many countries.
151 countries. Thanks for the fun fact, President Kid from Jerry Maguire.
Yep, he's about to do another impression.
There are some important developments I want to share with you, but first, did you know the human head weighs 8 pounds? Because mine weighs 50. Also, it was definitely that you didn't know we had that many countries. Or knowing the Trump administration, it was the deputy secretary of knowing how many countries there are. I thought there were only a few: America, Mexico, Europe, Canada, China, Chinatown, Chipotle, Xanadu, and
the United States.
And the 19 is for the year it's discovered, not the age it was. I knew that, but when I told someone, they made a face like, what? So that's just a fun piece of bar trivia the next time you go out drinking. Did someone say drinking? Italians are great at social distancing because you have to stand 6 feet away during a normal conversation to avoid getting hit with the hand gestures. Because if they're talking, their hands are flying, and it doesn't matter what they're talking about. You know what I like? I like a nice cup of coffee on a balcony. You get it.
I'm a great friend and admirer of the Queen and the United Kingdom. It was reported that Harry and Meghan, who left the kingdom, would reside permanently in Canada. Now that they have left Canada for the U.S., however, the U.S. will not pay for their security protection. They must pay.
What the are you talking about? Harry and Meghan are moving to L.A.? Where are you getting your celebrity news during the pandemic?
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have their sights set on a future in California as they start to create their own life, sources tell People. Harry and Meghan left Vancouver Island and have settled into a new home in the United States, according to our partner site Entertainment Tonight. It was always their plan to eventually be based in California, since their work life will be focused in the US, a source told ET. After months of rumours that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were California bound, reports emerged Thursday that the couple recently left Canada and arrived in Los Angeles. According to People, Meghan and Harry are in a secluded compound and have not left yet because of the coronavirus crisis. On Sunday, President Trump tweeted about reports that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have relocated from Canada to Markle's home city. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex have no plans to ask the US government for security resources, a spokesperson for Meghan and Harry told Fox News. Privately funded security arrangements have been made.
Fauci, I'm going to cut you off real quick. Did you see that Kanye lied about his phone call with Taylor Swift? That is ice cold, Fauci. I mean, I was Team Kanye, but now I'm definitely Team Kanye. Fauci, I got you. I made you touch your face again. You're not better than me, Fauci. You're not. I'm just joking. You make me laugh. You're my best friend. Trump thinks they might be stealing masks because he would definitely steal masks. Trump is so deeply and completely corrupt, he can't even imagine someone having a legitimate motivation. I'm surprised he hasn't opened a press conference saying, bad news, ventilators went missing. Good news, you guys, we found a corresponding amount of Trumpolators, which are very affordable.
The New York Post states, Cuomo also shot down criticism by Dr. Deborah Birx, the White House coronavirus response coordinator, about New York not using the ventilators they already have. Somebody said one of the cable news shows the ventilators that New York needed aren't even being deployed. They're in a stockpile, Cuomo said, paraphrasing Birx's comments without naming her. Yes, they're in a stockpile because that's where they're supposed to be, because we don't need them yet. We need them for the apex. The apex isn't here, so we're gathering them in the stockpile. So when we need them, they will be there, Cuomo said. Earlier, he predicted the apex, or the peak of the state's coronavirus cases, could come in 21 days. We don't need them today because we're not at capacity today, Cuomo said. Which is odd because he's sitting on this stockpile of ventilators when doctors and nurses are constantly complaining about the shortage of ventilators and that they do not have ventilators.
He did. He said it was ignorant for the president to say something like that. The fact that there are these ventilators, of course they're there. They're there so that they could be distributed when they are needed. Here's exactly what the governor said, Brianna.
That is incorrect and grossly uninformed. The point is, we have ventilators in a stockpile, and we didn't send them to the hospitals yet. Of course we didn't. That's the whole point. The hospitals don't need them yet. The hospitals aren't at their apex. The hospitals have enough ventilators today.
We are right now scrambling to try to get a few additional ventilators or even CPAP machines. If we could get CPAP machines, we could free up ventilators for patients who need them. Five ventilators. Oh my God.
You know, we now have these 5 vents. We probably, unless people die, I suspect we'll be back to needing to beg for ventilators again in another day or 2. There's a mythical 100 vents out there, which we haven't seen.
We have ventilators in a stockpile, and we didn't send them to the hospitals yet. The hospitals don't need them yet.
When this is all over and the history of this moment is written, the kindest thing you'll be able to say about Trump is that
Ended up looking like a fool.
this has been a Closer Look. Hey, just a reminder, if you've been watching our Lockdown Closer Looks online, they're also airing on NBC as part of our full show again.
Joy.
Patriarchy.